Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a terrific Tuesday, also a real laid-back Tuesday. You see, I'm just really vibing in this chair today, but I'm also really grateful for my guest who's in the building, Shelley Washington, a stager who is here for the upper room, in the upper room at PNB. Really excited that she is here joining me to talk about her career and how she's bringing her expertise to Pacific Northwest Ballet. So I'm really grateful that she's here. I get to talk to her after the break, but y'all know that this is the best time for me to talk directly to you. This is where you help us grow by sharing this show with others who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we give you on the Day with Trae. And if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Now, I talk a lot about like mentorship and what it means to bring your brilliance into your community, but I want to be very clear today, okay, that it's almost imperative you do so. Why? Look at the way of the world today, right? You have learned a very particular skill set. If you're someone who's very skilled in something, been doing it for a long time, there's something really powerful about your knowledge that could then benefit the next generation. People have to see it to believe it sometimes, right? And so I'm saying that it's something that I've been able to do. But now I'm already thinking about how do I showcase that to other folks? How do I bring interns in to the Day with Trae so they can experience exactly how we produce a show like this, so they can be inspired to be the next one to do their own show in a similar vein, documenting our current time so that we can always have them for years to come, right? There's something really special about it. But I think we all have to be intentional, y'all, right? Like, we have to say, what am I going to do to ensure that I'm imparting my wisdom on others? It could be your children, your nieces, nephews. It could be mentees, right? It could be at an institution. It could be through volunteering, you know, and teaching a coding class because you're like a coding expert. There's a lot of different ways that we can do this. But if you don't start doing some kind of self-reflection about how you're going to do it, oftentimes it could seem overwhelming. So I'm encouraging you to just know that there is somebody out there that you can impact through your skill, your knowledge, your expertise in a way that benefits not only the next generation, but generations to come. There's something really special about when a pebble is dropped in water and the ripple effect that it creates, right? And so I'm always thinking about my impact as a pebble. What ripples am I creating? How do those ripples sustain? How can I be intentional about dropping my pebbles in the ponds all over the globe? So I'm going to encourage y'all to do the same. Self-reflection and self-analysis is key to this process. Let me tell you, because you do know what your skill set is. But when you start thinking about the ways that you can impact others with it, now you have to actually give it some thought. You have to maybe do some research. What are those institutions that may be in your community, in your neighborhood, in your city or county that you can impact, right? It doesn't require you to necessarily have to go all over the globe, or I need to go do it over here and over there. There might be some very specific ways and direct pathways that are well within your neighborhood, your city, your county maybe, right? So I'm just encouraging you to be very thoughtful. Do that self-analysis so that your expertise can benefit others. And I promise you, y'all know I'm always saying it all the time, but we'll all be better for it. Well, after this short break, up next, we got Shelley Washington in the building, and we're going to chill, laid back, and talk all about her amazing expertise and how she is dropping her pebbles in ponds all over the globe. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey,
Stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens.
Working with Dentroman has been totally different than working with a traditional bank.
They're real, and they meet you right where you stand.
I was recently funded, and that money has just changed the trajectory of what we're able to do and our output. This has been just more than just funding or a one-on-one connect. It's been an opportunity for us to really grow and connect and build roots within the community.
As a small business owner, you need to put your faith into the right people, and they seem like good people to put your faith into.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, I got Shelley in the building. Y'all, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to be here. Thanks.
Well, we were talking about, dropping pebbles in ponds, and you were just sharing some things about how you've been doing this work. I want to talk about your background. Now as a stager, that means you know ballet through and through. You've been staging all over the globe. Tell us what got you started.
I think my mother got me started. My mother, I started when I was quite young. My dad was in the Army, and we lived in Germany, and I took ballet classes there. That's in the late 50s.
Wow.
And as my dad was a colonel in the Army, and as we moved around, I would take classes. I was bribed to take class. I took class on Saturday, tap, ballet, jazz, everything for Dunkin' Donuts, for McDonald's, anything. Like I started as that. My parents met at Howard University, and they were actors in college, and so their love of music and theater has always been in my family. And by the time I was 14, I went away to school in Michigan, Interlochen Arts Academy, for 3 years, and did summer camps during the time there. And then I went to Juilliard when I was 17, and I danced with Martha Graham when I was 19. I was plucked out of Juilliard. And then I joined Twyla Tharp's company in 1975, so this is my 50th year with Twyla, and in 1988, she and a few of us went to American Ballet Theater and danced with Baryshnikov, was the director there. So that's when I had this 3 or 4 years of intensity, and that's when I retired and went on to be a director and stager of ballets for ABT and of all of Twyla's work. And I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So tell us a bit more about a stager for those like myself who may not know.
Okay. The pieces that I stage of Twyla Tharp's choreography are all dances that I have been in, most all of them. And I have learned everyone's part, and when they come in, what wings and how, so forth, costumes, music, lights, makeup, and I try to recreate the original works as close as I can, but also allowing for change, because now Upper Room is 40 years old, 39 years old. And dancers change, and I allow them to be themselves within perimeters of doing the same steps. So I can transfer all of this information that I learned directly from Twyla down to what she was wearing on the day she created the second section of this ballet, what it means, and how the music came to be, and why we're wearing these costumes, and what the light should be, the levels of the sound of the music. I can give all that information firsthand. And I'm hoping, and honestly, since I've been here, the people who are the ballet assistants, the directors in P&B, are learning it from me. And they will carry it on for years to come.
Wow.
It's kind of beautiful, actually. It's wonderful. I say to the dancers that I love being me when I'm in the studio, because I love to give them everything I've got. And I love to watch them grow and change. The director, Peter Boll, can walk in after several weeks of rehearsing, and they look great. but I get to see them when they're babies, right? When they're taking baby steps, and I get to watch them evolve through the whole process to be the great dancers that they are on stage.
Wow.
It's very cool, actually.
You know, your love of it comes through so much as you're talking, right?
I love
like
it.
you're beaming, but you really are doing your part to drop these pebbles. And so tell us about some of the dancers that have been impacted by, you know, the relationship and working with you.
Well, first of all, I was just on the phone with Baryshnikov today, who called because I'm on his board of directors, and so I do a lot there. But it's the weekend, and I had one of the most beautiful texts from one of the principal dancers on yesterday, just thanking me for what I've been doing for the company. And I talked to them the other day about making mistakes. They apologize all the time. They make a mistake and they say, "I'm sorry." And I said, "Why are you sorry? It's okay to make mistakes. If you're wrong, then you should apologize. But if you make a mistake, that's the only way you can learn." We all make mistakes. We all have to fall to get up and walk and run and continue. So it's okay. That's what rehearsals are. And you learn from mistakes. And so he wrote me this beautiful, and I wrote back and said, "You know what, thank you. When I'm down, when I'm lonely, when I'm sad, when I question everything I'm doing, I'll read your text because it will give me the energy to keep going." And honestly, that's what happens in the studio. And I was talking to Twyla yesterday, and I said, "Twyla, in this world, I'm so happy to be in the studio because when I'm in the studio, it's where I should be, it's where they should be, and everything is great. It's outside the studio. Life is throwing all that stuff. The world is messed up. But in that building, in that room, what we are doing, creating art, is powerful. And without music, theater, dance, what are we? What is life without art? And everybody that is involved in art is a blessed human being, and we are blessed to be a part of this culture that we're striving to keep going right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's so true. I think people need to understand the power of the pause of life. I think art allows us to pause.
I agree.
And so when you talk about the power of it right now, especially in these times.
That's what I mean, in these times.
You know, it's so powerful. I appreciate you bringing that up. I think, there are a lot of people who, like, if they just don't have the time, they just haven't been able to appreciate and enjoy the arts because life is this and that and this and that for them. I always think about when I started really with my partnership with P&B, I would think about the single parent who's, has 2-3 jobs, catches the bus, all day to get to those 3 jobs, is still trying to find a way to just like spend some time with their children. And how do we make arts accessible for them? Like that was like
we go into the
character.
Communities and we educate the parents and we take these kids and we bring them here and we give them everything we've got. And the ones that want to be here will stay. But I think it's education. I really do. I'm forever grateful to my parents. I think about it. It was 1969. I left home. I was 14 years old, living in Michigan, to go pursue this thing. And I always say, when I went to Interlochen, first the music camp, and then for 3 years to school, it was the first time I felt I was with people that were just like me. And they weren't all black women. They were young people that had teachers, mentors, parents, someone that believed in them. We were different. We weren't the norm in our schools. We were seeking something different. We were musicians, we were dancers, we were actors, we were theater artists. And we were all seeking the same thing, and we were all not afraid at that time to leave and go and make another whole community. And that's another thing I talk with the dancers and about a lot is community. That in these works, we're a community. We're only as good as everybody in the piece. It's not a solo, it's not a this, we work together. When you're on stage, you look at each other, you look at them. And when you're tired, you take the energy from them, and when you've got energy, you give it to them. It's a full-on commitment. It's trust. It's faith.
My goodness, Shelley.
I mean, I love it. I'm so into it. You know,
I mean, you're just like, oh, you're just like, oh, you're giving me energy and I'm receiving it. But also, I want to ask about, you know, you working with PNB and the intentionality that PNB has had to take to make sure that we had diversity represented on stage. I think it's something that I've been able to witness and experience. But you've been at ballet companies all over the globe. Tell us about your connection and relationship to PNB.
Okay, well, PNB, the first time I came here to work with PNB was 2006. I've known Peter Boll, who is the director, for over 40 years. We danced, not together, but we danced at the same time in New York. He's one of my closest friends. I admire him very much. I think he's taken great chances, great opportunities, and very, very conscious of bringing diversity into the company. This is one of the most diverse ballet companies I have ever worked with. Wow. And I've been here many, many times, many times. this is my third trip in the last year here. So I know the dancers. I respect the dancers. I love being in the room with the dancers. They know me. I think I'm at a time in my life where, I'm going to be 71 tomorrow.
My goodness.
And I haven't danced in over 30 years. But my career was so full that I felt like I could leave and come and do something else. And I've been doing it. And I think, like all of us, we get better as we get older. And I'm not attached to the roles. I love to see people take the challenge and be themselves and not us. And I commend this company. They are wonderful together. It's infectious, actually, the energy in the room.
That means a lot.
We say, Twyla has always said, fish stinks from the head. So if there's a problem on the bottom, it's coming from the top. And here, the dancers, I mean, it's all good.
Wow.
It's all good.
Well, you talked about this piece being 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about like just the nature of classics hitting our stages now in 2025. You talked about keeping it original, but also allowing for that flexibility. What can the audience expect out of this piece, The Upper Room?
Oh, in The Upper Room is just an amazing dance. It is an amazing dance. It's a testament that 40 years later, I mean, I've just done it probably 6 times in the last year and a half. When I say done it, staged it. I'm going to Vienna in February to stage it again. I've just staged it for Colorado Ballet, Miami City Ballet. American Ballet Theater has probably performed it since 1988, and they just did it last year. The music is powerful. It's Philip Glass. The dancing is nonstop. It was one of the first times that we have dancers in tennis shoes, they're called the stompers, and dancers in point shoes, the ballet, and the energy of the two groups and how they work. It's kind of choreographed around the concept even of the Boston Marathon. They literally drop at the end. Wow. We are yelling at them to get off the floor so we can open the curtain and they can take their bows. And I will say that I have not in the 40 years met a dancer that did not want to be in this piece. Everybody wants to do it. It's a challenge. And it's a great challenge. And actually by the end of it, you're in a whole other world. You're in the upper room.
Wow. Would you say that is like characteristic of Twyla's work?
Not all of her works. And I also think what's so beautiful about this work is we didn't know it was going to be the piece that it turned out to be. It's just, the 13 of us in a room working and making a dance. The costumes are by Norma Kamali. They start out in these striped baggy pants and shirts, and underneath they have red leotards. And as the piece goes on, it's 39 minutes long, a little more red is revealed until they come on the end, and they don't have on the pants and the shirts. They're in red leotards only. And when we were working on the ballet, we start always, Twyla's company, in sweatpants, baggy clothes. And as we kept dancing, we would take off a sweatshirt because we were getting hot. We would take off our pants because we were getting hot. And Norma came in and saw that, and so the concept of how it was made is just us doing what we were doing.
Wow.
It was all made on different music of Philip Glass. So you're talking 40 years ago, and it was all in little cassettes, and she came in with the music in CD or cassette. And then one day, after the whole piece was done, Twyla came in with the CD, the music that it is now. She put it on, and we did the dance. Every time one section stopped, it stopped just like the other music. So we had completely new music the first time we did it, and it all worked. Wow. One of the sections we did, the original music was in 8s. The tape music, the new music, was in 6s. It's very interesting, the dynamic of the change of the quality of the movement because of the music. I still teach it, counting it in 8s, teach it all in silence with my counts, and then we put the music on, and the music's in 6s, and it changes the dynamic. So I'm still doing exactly how we learned it.
Wow.
Count for count.
Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. You've got me excited to see this. Of course, I could talk to you all day because your experience is vast and your passion is so infectious. I'm so grateful that you made time in your busy schedule to join me today.
Thank you.
Of course, if people are trying to come and see this beautiful piece of work and art, please look right there. Let them know how they tap.
Please come to see In the Upper Room at P&B. We open on November 7th.
Wow. Shelley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was so inspiring.
You're great.
Wow.
You are great.
Anytime you're in the Seattle area, you hit me up.
I will
okay?
hit you
we'll
up.
Do dinner. We'll
I will
connect.
hit you up.
Wow.
And blessings to you and what you're doing.
Thank
It's
you so
very
much.
great. It's
Thank
great.
you.
This is actually very touching. I was going to cry, but I'm not going to, because this really is like how I grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is it right here.
This is it right here. Is that
Wow,
Duke
y'all.
Ellington?
Yep. Duke. Yeah.
The Duke.
The wall has so much history on it. It reminds us every time we're here what it is. Okay. Y'all, look, you could tell Shelley and I could get into it all day, every day. We're still filming, and it's great. I'm going to wrap it all up right after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Here on Back to Basa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Treat your loved ones with your favorite holiday tradition, the Nutcracker. Performed by P&B's incredible company of dancers to the live magic of the P&B Orchestra at Seattle Center's McCaw Hall. For tickets, visit pnb.org.
Powerful sentiments, live musical performances, and soul food are all reasons you should grab your tickets to the annual Reparations, a Party for the People Gala on Saturday, November 8th. This year, we're celebrating wins for reparations and setting a powerful vision for the year ahead. We can't wait to see you there.
Wow, y'all. You know, it's not every day that I have someone here who's just so knowledgeable about what they're sharing. Huge shout out to Shelley Washington for being here today, and huge shout out to PNB for connecting, being intentional about their diversity. To hear it from someone who is staging work all over the globe, it's a beautiful thing to understand what we actually have here in the Pacific Northwest. And I'm encouraging y'all, if you haven't experienced the amazing talent at PNB, please make sure you tap in for In the Upper Room starting on Friday, November 7th. This is definitely a piece that you want to make sure you come and see, y'all. And I'm going to tell you right now that I have become such a fan, not only because of my partnership, obviously, and the great people I get to connect with at PNB, but because of what Shelley shared. You know, this is something that starts at the top. It is infectious. It is driven by all of the dancers who are there. And clearly, this amazing classic in the upper room is something we all can be inspired by, to bring something that is 40 years old to a stage today and keep it so sharp, so fresh, so renewed. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I hope you are too. And I really hope that y'all are inspired by what Shelley shared as a true example of dropping her pebbles in ponds all over the globe. Y'all, I'm so grateful that y'all were here today. Of course, I'll be back with you tomorrow. Until then, at 11 a.m. Peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.